One summer I almost drowned, and I never told anyone about it. Part 1. It was summer. I was about 9 years old. My mom and I went to my grandmother's village, and the days there felt endlessly long and warm. The sun was blazing, the grass was so tall you could hide in it, and not far from the house there was a pond where all the kids from our little group went almost every day. I always kept a bit aside, because I couldn't swim well. But that day we got carried away with a game. We were running along the shore, competing to see who could jump farther off a small wooden platform. I didn't want to fall behind, so I ran and jumped. The next moment my feet slipped off the plank, and I flew into the water. It was colder than I imagined, and it swallowed me at once. I couldn't swim properly. Panic lit up in my head. My ears filled, the sun disappeared, and all I could see was the murky depth. I gasped for air, but only water filled my lungs. Through tears and bubbles I looked up at the sky and thought, this is the end. Part 2. Everything happened very quickly, but for me those seconds stretched out like an eternity. It felt as if the water was heavier than stone, pulling me deeper and deeper. Suddenly someone yanked me hard by the collar. At first I didn't even realize who it was. An older boy from our group dragged me out like a kitten and threw me onto the grass by the shore. I coughed, spat up water, my hands and legs were shaking. My head was spinning, and I could barely see his face. He only muttered, "Idiot, learn how to swim," and walked back to the others as if nothing had happened. Everyone was laughing, running around again, while I sat there on the ground, soaked and confused. I wanted to cry, but something inside forced me to hold back. I pretended everything was fine, just a trifle, so I wouldn't look weak and no one would see how terrified I really was. Part 3. When we came home that evening, I stayed silent. My mom had no idea that just a few hours earlier I could have never seen her or my grandmother again. I drank tea, ate pies, and tried to act like an ordinary child, though inside my head the scene kept replaying. The water above me, the sky so far away, and the feeling that I was fading. I carried that with me for years. Sometimes, when I see a pond or even an ordinary swimming pool, my throat tightens again, and I remember that day. I never told anyone about it. I was ashamed to admit that I could have died so stupidly because of my own foolishness and my need to prove that I was just like everyone else. It remained my little childhood secret, hidden in silence like a shard of darkness inside me.